Hi everybody, it's Pip here from queenpipcards.com and the cardmakingknowhow.com Academy. So welcome, hi, I'm Pip Todman and I have loads of things to show you today. Today we are going to be playing with stuff that you have at home to make your own card. So you don't have to have any crafting supplies, you just need a few basic stuff. Okay, so some glue, you might have like a card base that you've bought. Maybe some pens, felt tip pens that you've got at home, and then maybe some paper, just coloured paper, pretty paper, could be wrapping paper that you've got at home, anything like that will work. Okay, so we are live. Yep, good. I'm going to go hands down. There we go. Alrighty. So while everybody gets on, I also am going to show you today some of my birthday cards that I've received from my lovely friends, family, customers, members, all kinds of people who sent me a birthday card. So I'm going to be sharing that with you as well. But what I really wanted to crack on with was... Oh, I need to put some lights on. Lights, Pip. Lights, camera, action might help. Hi, Jane. Hi, Rose. Hello. So today's going to be a little bit different in the sense that we are going to be focusing on something, you know, for real new card makers. So you've just got some stuff at home. Like I say, you might have some pretty paper. I'm going to use this pretty paper. And then you may have bought some stickers, some peel-offs, some labels, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to work with some labels that I've got here, but you might have some from magazines or just what you've got down the local shop or whatever. Hi, Marcy. You know, could be anything really. So I'm going to take that one off there, and we're going to make a little card just to show you that you don't need a lot of craft stuff to get started with card making. Okay. A lot of people start card making, come to me and say, I got all this stuff, I don't know how to use it. I don't know what it's for. I'm very confused. You know, I bought all this stuff and I now I don't know what to do with it. My first thing to tell people is you don't need a lot of stuff. Start with what you've got at home. So I've just got some paper here. As I say, it could be birthday gift wrap paper. Could be paper that you've pulled out of a magazine. It could just be some pretty paper that you found in a stationery shop or whatever. And all we're going to do is we're going to fold this in half and tear it in half. Okay, because I'm assuming, or actually we have got scissors. I'm going to assume we've got a pair of scissors in the house. Okay, so I'm just going to fold that in half and then we're just going to cut along that line. But you don't have to be particularly accurate with it. Okay, we're just going to cut this into 4 pieces basically. And then we're going to fold that in half again. And then we're going to cut that in half. We're going to fold that and then cut that in half. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not using a trimmer or anything like that. We are just getting 4 equalish pieces of paper. Okay. And this is what we're going to use to make our card. I'm going to go for a birthday card. Okay, so now we've got our 4 pieces of paper all the same. I'm going to fold that in half, like so. And then I'm going to hand cut out. And everyone's like, oh, hand cutting, that's dreadful. Doesn't have to be, don't be scared. We're just cutting a very simple shape, which is half a heart. Okay, so it's like a half a teardrop. And when you open it up, you have a heart. Okay, and we're going to do that 4 times. Everyone can do this. I assure you, it's not hard. Okay, so we start in a little bit, we go up a bit, we go round a bit. Notice how I'm turning the paper, not the scissors. This is a good tip. There's another one. Okay. I'm going to do the same again. Now, you could just do one and turn this into a, you know, a romance card, like a wedding card or a birthday, not birthday card, a Valentine's Day card or something like that. But for this purpose, I'm going to turn it into something else. So again, do this, got the heart, and I'm not following any lines. I'm not going and making sure that they're all exactly the same. Okay, because we don't need to worry about that. Come in, go in, up and round, and down. This is also something you could do with your kids over the summer holidays. Hi Lynn. Just a very easy thing to do with children, get them into card making. This one's a little fatter than this one, that's okay. This one's a little fatter than this one, that's okay. Because what we're going to do is we're now going to position these on here. And you can either put them on as hearts, if that's what you want to do. I would stick with 3. Or you can do what I was planning, which is I'm going to make it into a flower. Okay. Now, if you did this in green, that would be a shamrock. Okay. Or a 3-leaf clover or whatever. But you can just add them together like this to turn them into a flower. Okay. And I'm going with 4 because that's half of a sheet of paper. And then I'm going to use another coloured piece of paper. Again, it doesn't have to be anything special. I'm just using some scraps here. I really want this piece of scrap. Where is it? A piece of scrap here that's blue. And I'm going to fold just a little bit of that over, like so. And then I'm going to do a half circle. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, flowers are not necessarily perfect either. Okay. But then when you open it up, you can always, like if you don't want to point there, I don't want to point there, I'm going to just round that off. There we go. And that's going to be the centre of our flower. Okay. Now you might have gems and all that kind of stuff. I think I have a little bit of an embellishment problem in the sense that if I just get out my embellishment drawer, these are just the current embellishments that I have. Well, not some of them are not current, but you know, I have a lot of gems and stuff, and you might have some that you purchased, you know, sequins or whatever, or just some gems that you've got again from something. Could be from a craft shop, or it could be anything else. Could be from anywhere else. So you might have some gems. Okay. So now I'm going to talk about sticking things on. Okay, so we're going to create this flower. Now, this has got a very wibbly wobbly edge and a straight edge. And I don't like it like that, with a wibbly wobbly edge 3 ways and then a flat on this side. It just doesn't strike me as right. But if you do it horizontally like this, so this is a scalloped edge horizontal card now, then the flat line is at the top, and I feel that looks better. Okay, so I'm going to turn this into a landscape card. This is what we call a landscape card when it's orientated this way. And I'm going to use that with the petals that I've just created, okay, to make this nice flower shape. But it doesn't really show up very well on this white card. It actually does in person more than it does on the thing, on the camera. So if you wanted to, you could always put some other paper behind it, make it sort of pop out a little bit more. I'm just going to leave it as it is for now, and I'm going to show you a way of just adding a bit of highlight in a minute. Now, you probably have a glue like this at home, Pritt Stick, or there are many other versions around out there. You can use these. Personally, this is probably the only thing I don't like using. I find it can dry out and then everything falls off your card. Okay, so I do suggest that one of the first things I recommend you get is some good glue. So I use Tombow, which is a multi-purpose liquid glue that I sell here at Stampin' Up, but you can buy this from lots of places, or you can get another crafty type glue. But glue is very important. Much more important, I think, than people would necessarily realise. Now, I'm going to slightly curl my flowers. And the way you do that is you just rub your fingers along paper. And paper has an amazing way of just moving by itself. like becoming really becomes really malleable. Okay, you can do a lot of things. Now, if you've got a thin piece of paper, you might not be able to curl it like that. If so, don't worry about it, just leave it as it is. Okay, so we're going to put a little bit of glue on the bottom part of this, and I'm just putting it on the tip of the heart shape, and then we'll pop our petal down. Then we'll go for the next one, do it exactly the same. Don't worry about the fact it's got creases down the middle, that's okay, it's just adding a vein into the middle of the flower. You know, that was just there so that we understood where things were going. And then we'll put some more glue in the centre of that heart shape and attach the next petal sort of at 90 degrees to the first one. And then exactly the same with the next one. Give it a bit of curling. And as I say, if your petals and your paper doesn't curl like this, don't panic, just put them on flat, that'll be fine. I use quite just a dab of glue in the back there for this. You don't need to have masses. Another mistake, common mistake that beginners make, is they put loads and loads of glue on and then it becomes really wet and gloopy, and also that, you know, it actually makes the paper buckle and curl. But you don't need that much glue, actually. If you've got a good glue, you only need a small amount. Okay, so that's that. And then I'm going to glue my little circle that I cut out in the blue, and I'm going to glue that right in the middle. So hold that down. So now we have a flower. So that could be a flower just as it is. I've got this set of words that says happy day. Doesn't have to be for birthdays, but it looks nice for a birthday. And then you just got to work out where to put it. Personally, you could either put it at the top, in the middle, or at the bottom. Okay. But it doesn't really matter where you put it, as long as you put it sort of evenly. Anywhere along here on this right hand side, now that the flower's on the left, anywhere on here on the right hand side, this will look good for the words. Okay, now I'm assuming you don't have any foam pads or anything like that. We're literally going with stuff you have in your house today. And if you don't have wording like this, then you would need to write your sentiment or your words on your card, which you can also do. Okay, so now I've got some words, a flower. Looks a bit plain. So this is where you might have some pens. Okay, and I'm just using normal pens. I'm not using my Stampin' Up stuff because, you know, not everybody's got Stampin' Up stuff at home. I would recommend you get some, but, you know, you might not have some. And then it depends on how good an artist you feel. And I say artist in a loose word, okay, because you don't have to be an artist to make cards. And I want that to be very clear. But you could draw on some leaves if you wanted to, or you could just add in a few green sort of swirly bits so that it looks similar. I'm going to use this colour because it's quite close to that green that I've got in my Happy Day. And it's, when I say swirly bits, I mean literally just a squiggly line. Okay, so we're going to go squiggly lines, and you're like, oh my goodness, what's she done now? She's ruined a card. She's got squiggly lines coming out all over the place, and it just doesn't match. Right, now what we're going to do is we're going to use dots. Dots are amazing things to use. Okay, so we've got our big flower here, and then I'm going to add just a few random dots. I'm doing them like in a triangle because it's a 4-leaf flower, so adding them in 4s coordinates with that. They don't have to match, they don't have to be the same size, they can be at different places, but just by adding some dots, and then we're going to embellish on them. Okay, we're just going to keep adding until we feel like we've done something. And you notice I'm not making these perfect because if you're a beginner card maker, you're not going to be making them perfect because it's not something that you're used to doing. Now I'm going to so I've done purple dots, Now I'm going to bring in some pink, and now I'm adding another 4, interspersing in between. So 1 in the middle and then doing a 4 above that. Okay, 1 in the middle and then 4 around that. And this just brings another layer, another size to this. Notice I'm turning the card and not trying to, which way do I want to go here? This way, I think. I'm not trying to work over myself, reach over myself. There we go. So now we've got those, and then we can just finish off with some blue. And with the blue ones, I'm going to go to 3s. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This makes it like a triangle at the top of that image. This one is a bit round cockeyed, so I'm going to do this one into 4, but into 3 the other way. That's okay. What are we doing here? 1, 2, 3. So you're just adding a few extra dimensions, just randomly with some dots. But dots, you know, when you first start, you think, oh goodness, they look dreadful, but actually they come out really nicely when you finish with them. So now we have a card that has these like random dots all over it, but they kind of match with the flower in the middle. Now I think my flower is a little big, okay, so you could make yours smaller, but I just wanted to show you that you don't necessarily need a whole bunch of stash to start making a card which looks okay. All right, and you shouldn't be afraid to start off with a card like that you've made and just start embellishing it. Now if you had bigger dots, bigger pens, you could make them bigger. So I have my larger pens here, you could add bigger dots. I wanted to do dots because they match the spots on the actual petals, but you could do squares, you could do lines, you could do any kind of other embellishment just using a pen, with which you have at home anyway, because most people have got some felt tip pens. So that's how you might start with a card if you're a beginner. And to be honest, I don't think there's anything wrong with that card. I think you would be happy as a new person to go, I actually made that, that doesn't look too bad, and send that out. But then you might want to progress, okay, and you might want to do a little bit more with your card making. So then you might want to buy a few things to help you. So rather than having to cut out all of these petals and make your own flowers, etc., you might want to just have some stuff that you can purchase. So, you know, you might purchase one of our ephemera packs, and our ephemera packs have got flowers in them like this, so you can have a bunch of flowers, lots of different flowers, etc. And then, as I say, use the same words that we had here to make a card like that. So let's make a simple card like that. I'm going to use one of these. Now these are pre-purchased card bases. Okay, so they come like this with an envelope. Don't know what I've done with the envelope. I'll put it somewhere. And they've got this gold swoosh all over it. So it's on both sides. You can choose which side you want to use. This one's got slightly larger swooshes on that side, slightly smaller swooshes on that side. And then you can just add things on top of this. And this is where you start thinking, okay, I'm going to use some stuff that I've bought and see how I can make that look. You know, how will that look if I put some flowers on there? So let's get some of these floral ones out. There's lots of different ones you can choose from. I really quite like this one with the strawberries, actually. But I'm going to just see how it looks when I put it on, to see if it goes with that. Yeah, that goes all right. That'll work okay. Or you could use the big yellow, because yellow would, but it gets a bit lost. Okay. So we're going to go with pink, and these pink flowers with green leaves and green strawberries behind. Okay. And this is just taking the place of the flower that you make yourself. And then we will use another sentiment. Let's see what else we've got in here. And this could be another birthday. I want to make another birthday one because I said I was doing birthdays today. Today is about you. That's nice. What else we got? We've actually got happy birthday. You're awesome. Wishing you all the best. Celebrate, but that's yellow, so I think that might not show up very well. What else we got? Beautiful. Oh, so many things. You make life so rosy. Okay. Yeah, I think we're just going to go with today. Either today is about you or yay, it's going to be a good day. That would also work. Okay. What a milestone. We've got one of those. It's not quite the right green though. You're awesome. I mean, I have got a happy birthday in here, but it's not quite the right green. We'll see. Oh, Anne just joined us, but she's been late. No, it's not too bad actually. It's been late because she's been taxi duty. Okay, so now rather than we could, again, if you wanted to, you could turn it landscape and have exactly the same with the flowers on the left and the words on the right. But actually, I think it fits better as a portrait card, which is one where it means it opens on the right hand side. We're going to put the flowers centrally but over the gold, so it's just off center to the left. And then the happy birthday is like a die cut happy birthday in green, and it goes all the way across, sort of just off center, but on the other way onto the right. Okay, so flowers offset to the left, words offset to the right, just gives it a little bit of movement. It feels like it's moving. Oh, I've got a happy birthday there as well, an actual happy birthday. That's also good. But I like the big green happy birthday, so we're going to go with that. Yes, so if you the ephemera packs that we do, you can pick up packs of all different kinds of shapes and wording and all that kind of stuff, you know, from a lot of places, but the ones we do, I have to say, are gorgeous. Okay, so now we're going to do this. Now, the next thing I recommend for beginners to have are some foam pads or dimensionals. Hello, Lynn. You forgot about the words. You need to get them out. Yes, words are good. So you can get the foam pads from me in 2 different sizes, and I like them because they're this hexagon design, which is unique to Stampin' Up. But you might have squares or circles. I am known as the queen of no soggy middles, because I hate it when a card goes through the post and then it gets all squished, and then your recipient of the card, it comes out looking like a real rag in the other end. So I like to use a lot of dimensionals to make sure that that doesn't happen. And I'm going to stick dimensionals both on the words and on the flowers. There we go. Okay. Take all the backs off of that. That's the only problem, is you get a lot of backs when you put a lot of things on. Make sure the strawberries are facing downwards, because they're not going to be facing up in the air, are they? They're strawberries, they dangle down. I'm going to go there, and then, as I said, we'll put the words underneath. Now, because this has got a gold background on half of it, you don't really need to add any more of that of the swirls like we did before. But if you wanted to, you could add some dots. You know, as I say, dots are an amazing thing to just add a little bit of embellishment just by putting in a triangle of dots. But you won't be able to do them on the gold side of things unless you have a pen that will work on something that's what's the word I'm looking for, that is foiled. Okay, so these ones will work on foiled. These are my Posca. But you probably wouldn't have these at home. But if you have Posca, these work on all kinds of surfaces. Got to get this one going. haven't started this one yet. So you give it a good shake, and then you just press down. Let me get some scrap paper and I'll show you. Press down like this, and you keep pressing, and eventually it starts to come down the barrel, and then you've started it, if you know what I mean. Good morning, Leah. Hello, hello, hello. We've got a very small contingent. Oh, you're being very quiet and you're thinking, I don't know what to make of these cards. Maybe here we go, start to come out now. Right, so this will work on the gold, but then we'll have to leave it to dry. Okay, but if you want to do that, then this is the way you can do that. If you want to carry on that whole adding the green dots, but see, even just that, just a few little dots around the place, you know, they're not embellishments, they're not like rhinestones or anything, but you can just add them, and they can it just adds something to your card making. Just a little bit more definition. And I think apart from this, because it's on the gold, but I think, you know, everybody's going to have a pen at home that they can do dots with. You could do it with a Sharpie. If you've got a thin enough Sharpie or something like that, that would work as well. I just love these Poscas because they go on all kinds of different things. But now you've got just a few extra dots that you've added to the card, and it just makes it just that little bit different. So we started off with making a card completely from scratch with just something that you have at home, and cutting your own petals to make your own flower. A little large, but you know, it works. And then just adding some random swirls and dots to the background just to give it a bit more interest, because it was a little bit white and we don't like too much white sometimes. Although actually I quite like a lot of white, but I know some people don't. Then we've progressed up to using something that's been pre-printed and that you stick on top of the card with some foam pads or dimensionals and some wording that's been pre-printed. So these are ephemeras. Ephemera packs is what they're called, which is a really weird name, but it just means stuff, basically. Just random mixed stuff that you can use. And people use them for a lot for scrapbooking and stuff like that, but they're actually really good for card making as well. So I'm going to put those over there. And then what you might do is you might then progress up and make die cuts and stuff like that, or do different things, maybe into some stamping. And so for that I thought, do you know what better than to show you some cards that I've received for my birthday this month, because you know it's my birthday month. So I thought I would share some. So this is a die cut one, using a little gate and some floral pieces and some little gems and a little, oh, I managed to lose one of the gems somehow as I was carting it around the house. You know, just some little flowers with some little gems on, and then happy birthday, that's stamped at the bottom there like that. So you can add stamping, die cutting, all kinds of different things. And she says she loves the dots idea. Yeah, you can just add a few dots in anything, it works really well. Then we've got this one, which is a beautiful die cut and bits popped out. This one got chewed up by the postman, so I'm just putting my thumb there. So I should say who these are from. So this is from my friend Jean. So thank you, Jean. That was lovely. This is from my friend Sue. She knows me very well. There's a theme. There's a theme on a lot of my cards. They all tend to be pink and purple. Mainly because I like pink and purple. Although tomorrow I'm getting my hair. Friday I'm getting my hair done, and I'm going to go red for the summer. So you know, just something different. But yeah, so we've got a little moped and some flags and some flowers and some party time with a purple sparkle behind, and then this lovely big purple thing there. That's from Sue. And then this one is from Pam in the States. Cupcakes, she knows me very well. And these have been stamped and coloured, and then the happy birthday is stamped, and then again just put on some card that she's cut out. These to you has actually come from some paper, Stampin' Up paper that she's chopped out that just happened to have letters all over it, and she's made that up. And then some more cupcakes at the bottom and some splatters. We've been having a lot of splatters conversations in our card making know-how membership. I love a splatter. A splatter's good. It's kind of like dots, but a bit more random. So that's nice. So thank you, Pam, for that one. This one's from Pat. This has got some fabulous heat embossing. So if you want to learn how to do that, you can come along to the Card Making Know How membership and learn that. And this again is in pink. Melon Mambo, yay, our favourite colour, Cheryl. Melon Mambo, and then silver embossing. This was an older stamp set. Bit of die cut in there, but you could just do it with layers. And then she's hand cut out the balloons and the heart and the hat. Isn't that lovely? Great. Really nice. Thanks, Pat. This one is from, I've got to open it up and find out. This is from my friend Chris. This may be familiar to some people who came to one of my retreats. This is one of the or a similar design that we did at retreat with a lovely cake and a little flower on it. Hope your birthday is wonderful. Again, pinks and reds, very nice. Thank you, Chris. Love that. Stamped on the cake is stamped. Now this is from my friend Nikki, and I think she's blended all of this. So she's masked this off and blended all of this on this pearlescent card and then stamped over the top of it and then left this piece out in the middle with a lovely stamping sending you best wishes. I mean, isn't that beautiful? Some really gorgeous blending work and stamping work going on there. Thank you, Nikki. I really love that card. So that's very nice. Then this one is from Anne, who's taken some of the favourite paper that I love a bit of paper and just done a very simple card with some paper on it and happy birthday stamped at the top. Thank you, Anne. Anne is my oldest customer who comes to all my retreats. She has been with me for several years now. Well, I want to say nearly from the beginning. I want to go like maybe 10 years. And yeah, she's still crafting. And then this one, she inspires me daily. This one is from my friend Ruth. And again, she's done some blending in the background here. I love this. Lots of different blending through a stencil. And then a tree with some weeping willowy leaves on it. 2 little rabbits, because she has rabbits. They're gorgeous. And then happy birthday with some sparkly bits on the top. Isn't that lovely? Really nice. And then we've got this one from my friend Tamara over in Canada. This is very subtle, isn't it? Very subtle, but very effective. This is the Magnolia Magnolia Blooms, rather. And this is a piece of, like, stamped, just a piece of wood grain in the background. And then she stamped the flower. And then I think she's coloured these with blends by the look of it. In soft sea foam, so soft, and lemon lolly, and then happy birthday on, I think. Isn't that gorgeous? I must have a word with her though about her dimensionals, because we have got a little bit of a soggy middle going on here. A little bit of a soggy middle going on. But apart from that, I'll let her off. But yes, gorgeous, that one. And then finally, this is really fun. More dots and stars on this one. This is from Sue and Melissa, and they've got these fantastic pinwheels. This is from a set in the new catalogue. Isn't it gorgeous? Just so amazing, these big rosette sort of shapes. Beautiful. And then some stamping in the background with some matching colours, and happy birthday at the bottom. They fab. So there we go. So that's some of the ones I've had so far, and if I get some more between now and the end of the month, I will show them at the end. But I just wanted to share some birthday cards and sort of show you how you can step up from like this to this, and then eventually to these, right? So, you know, you can learn how to go from one extreme to the other, and that's what my membership does. That's what the Academy teaches you how to do. So if you're interested in getting my emails, make sure that you sign up for my emails, and I'll give you tips every week for newbies. And if you want to come and join the Academy and learn how to make all of these things, then come and join us over at cardmakingknowhow.com, where I teach a very, very simple step-by-step approach where you start at the beginning and work all the way through to confident, 4 easy stages, and you'll learn everything you need to know about card making, including design and all the techniques and all the things that you maybe don't even know that you need to know. I'll teach you that too. Alrighty, so thank you for being here today. I hope that you've enjoyed that. Beautiful card, says Lynn. Beautiful card, says Leah. Yes, Excellent. I know. I'm very lucky to have received so many gorgeous cards. But I do think, you know, I don't want people to look and go, oh, I could never make something like that. I want you to start with something, stuff that you've got in your house to make something like this. Okay, because I just make these a little bit smaller. But apart from that, start with this and then maybe think about moving up to something like this. And then I can help you take it further so that you're into the next set of things. Because I think everybody here who sent me a card, at some point I've taught or shared or helped with their card making. So I hope that it's helped you as well. Thanks, Leah. Glad you liked the class. Thanks, Lynn. That's great. So I will see you again, same time, same place next week, but with different colour hair. It's looking a bit boring at the minute. Yes, so we'll have different things. And if you've taken nothing away from today, apart from one thing, it's get your pens out and do some dots on your cards. I'd love to see some that you add some dots on just for a bit of embellishment. Alrighty. So don't go out and spend the fortune. Don't go out and buy everything. You don't need a whole heap of stuff. You can start small and work from there. Alrighty. Take care for now. Thanks ever so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.